I also want to bring in now retired Army Brigadier General Peter Zwack, former U.S. State Department official Ray Takei. Good to have both of you with us. Jennifer, if I start with you, we're also learning there have been a total of 5 explosions. As Paula just mentioned, some wounded, 3 wounded. No indication, as Paula said, that this was an attack. Yes, things have happened in an ammunition depot before, but based on everything else that is happening right now, General, what are your questions as you see the few facts that we have right now?
Yes, the questions are absolutely spot on. I'm not sure, and I think everybody that's smart is saying they're not sure. But there's awful lot of coincidence in this. Ammunition dumps do blow, but the fact that is an ammunition dump linked to one of Iran's backed Shia militias near Baghdad is highly significant. Just had the counterstrike and strike with Israel and Iran. That's out there. In my mind, it would be logical if Israel were going to take the fight to anybody, they take it to the militias outside of Iran who have been, really tormenting them. In the middle of it, also, as you well know, we have 2,500 American service members in there. And the Baghdadi, the Sudani government, the prime minister of Iraq, who was just in the White House earlier this week and in Lansing, Michigan, coincidentally. So this is good. So Iraq is in the middle of all this stuff going on. It's got Iranian groups, it's got us, it's got, and so right now anything could happen. But for me, the fight going to the proxies would make a lot of sense if Israel wanted to find a way to get out of nation on nation hitting, but get after groups that are really tormenting them.
I do want to point out, too, U.S. officials have confirmed there's no U.S. military activity in that area of the Kalsu base where this is happening. Ray, when you look at this, what are your biggest concerns in this moment?
Just how volatile the region is. There's war taking place in Gaza, possibility of war in Israel's northern frontier. Syria is always at war with itself. We have had a direct confrontation between Israel and Iran for the first time in 45 years. Now you're beginning to see Iranian proxies under stress, whether by Israel or some other entity. This situation is real possibility of getting out of hand, even more out of hand, unless cooler heads prevail. And I fail to see how that could happen, given the fact that there's no mediation efforts going on. I'm not quite sure, as General mentioned, who did this, but it certainly adds to the region's instability at this very difficult and turbulent time.
And as we watch this, Iran's foreign minister told Aaron in an exclusive interview last night that if there was an Israeli attack, as we saw overnight, that the response would be, quote, maximum. Here was that moment.
In case the Israeli regime embarks on adventurism again and takes action against the interests of Iran, the next response from us will be immediate and at a maximum level.
So again, these explosions, and we don't know who was responsible. This was at an ammunition depot. This is at an Iranian-backed Popular Mobilization Forces in Baghdad. But the fact that that's what we heard last night, and then today, Ray, what we're hearing from Iran is essentially laughing at the attack that we saw overnight, even one Israeli official calling it lame. Is that Iran trying to save face in this moment?
Well, the comments by the foreign minister was part of the general public diplomacy by Iran before the Israeli strike in order to deter Israel from a more comprehensive and proportionate strike. So that comment has to be viewed in that particular context. Do Iranians take the Israeli threat seriously? Well, their airspace was penetrated with impunity, and one of their military bases was easily targeted. That has to be concerned for the Iranian regime in terms of its penetration. Probably the Israeli strike surprised them in the sense that it wasn't as comprehensive as they may have anticipated. But this is still an ongoing event, and many things can happen still.
Yeah. General, really quickly, we have about 15 seconds. How quickly do you think we could know who is, in fact, responsible for these explosions?
The answer is I don't know. We do have sensors, and I imagine, as this is just hours ago, that there's a lot of work on it, and I have a feeling they will find out. It'll either come through technical means or it'll come off the street. You got to be careful. The Twitter sphere is full of this right now with all kinds of conspiracy theories.
Yes, that is good advice on pretty much any random Tuesday, to be a little cautious about what you see out there in the Twitter sphere. Really appreciate you both being with us. Thank you for your expertise, your time tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you.